This is a Podfire production. G'day guys, it's BJ here. I stuffed up this morning and didn't press record on the main podcast thing, so the audio on today's podcast is a little bit dodgy. But our amazing producer Ruby's put something together, and let's see how we go. Please don't hold it against me. Go Platinum!
It's the highest of standards, on the peak we have landed. It's not silver, it's not gold, you want the best, take advantage. Go platinum. Go platinum.
G'day guys, it's BJ and Chris here for the Platinum Standard Grading Podcast. We've got Pugs on our right.
Yes, sir.
And we've got our camp manager, Liam, in a disgraceful effort of a Queensland scarf.
Temporary account.
How good.
Temporary account manager.
We went after Thursday.
One of the big things today, obviously, is State of Origin last night. It was a great game of football, but at the same time, the better team lost.
No, that's not true. We should have got beaten by more.
We should have, but anyway.
Good close one, mate.
G'day to Double Coverage boys are online. Centre Court Collective, Ruby. Ruby, the producer, she's online.
The Ruby.
Hey,
Ruby.
The Ruby.
So we'll just wait for a couple more guys to join online, and then we'll get cracking. This is our weekly episode of the Platinum Standard Grading Podcast, where we talk about everything in relation to the hobby, in relation to what we're up to and what other people are up to. So, should be an interesting period of time.
Yeah, let's chat about Pugs posted what he's calling the greatest card ever.
It is.
On his Mojo Chasers Insta before.
Yes,
And what card is it?
It's a 92-93 MJ Upper Deck. 92-93 Upper Deck, number 23, Michael Jordan.
And what makes it the greatest card ever?
Have you not seen
I've
it?
seen
It is
it.
a great
I've seen
card.
it.
It is a great
Greatest
card.
All the OG like Bulls collectors and that will understand.
But I've seen
That
your
thing is
collection.
amazing.
It's not your best card.
Yeah.
It's not my best card, it's just my favourite card.
Your favourite.
Oh, okay. So what's the difference between your favourite and the best? Is it financial or is it history or what? How do you see that?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never actually thought of that. I just like the look of it is perfect. It's like one of my all-time favourite sets.
Did you pull it yourself?
I've got like 60 of them.
Really?
That one card.
Graded?
No, not graded. I
just
got
all raw?
like 2-3 graded. I got 3 graded and the rest are raw.
There you go.
Yeah.
Got a couple more joined. Zoran's joined us. Jay Smith 60 and Mint Collectibles. G'day boys.
You bought
Hey,
the same card recently, didn't you?
I did.
Why? What is that card?
What card?
Oh, yeah.
McAfee?
Oh, Pat McAfee.
Yeah, Pat McAfee collection.
I bought a fair amount of Pat McAfee stuff.
Yeah.
Currently it's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I went a bit mad on Hulk Hogan. They released some pictures on that tonight.
Mr. Perfect as well.
I got a George the Animal Steel WWE signed card. Remember, you wouldn't remember him, no? You probably would, Pugs. He used to eat the turnbuckle on
I
the
never
side.
really liked wrestling. So.
Oh, didn't you? No.
Really?
So we've got a special guest today, boys. He's on my left, and his name is Liam or Daddy Longneck, or there's lots of different ways. G'day, Jason Toys, JCS Toys. He's our account manager, and this is his first podcast with us because it's only the second episode.
But he is podcast famous.
He is podcast famous. He's one of the hosts of the 2% podcast
Correct.
on the Podfire platform. G'day, mate.
How are we?
Super. How are you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
So, what's your job entail? Just to let everyone know, we're live over there. We're also on the podcast. What's your job entail as account manager for PSG?
So, I've just recently started getting to the account manager role. I've been with Platinum Standard Grading from the start, and I've just moved into this new role. So, basically, my role is working with all the submission partners, working on incentive programs, working on getting cards in the door, getting cards out at the right time, keeping in contact as much as possible with all our submission partners currently, and working on getting further submission partners in the future. So yeah, it's kind of a broad detail of what the account manager role is, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Excellent. You joined us as one of our researchers to
I
start
did,
with.
yep.
And what we try and do is we run everyone through the process. So they go from research, they learn a bit of the grading side. We've moved you more over towards sort of the customer service and management side of that.
Yeah.
And you enjoying it?
I love it. Yeah, really good insight and getting to work with different businesses, seeing what they sort of how they run their own sort of stuff, and yeah, a lot of submission partners at the moment are doing really well, which is really good to see, and getting a lot of submissions from them. So yeah, it's good.
I want to give a massive shout out because I know they're online as well. JCS Toys.
Yeah. JCS Toys have been really good.
Currently our largest submitter. They are most consistent submitter.
I think they submitted over 100 cards this last week.
Yeah, love that. So big shout out to JCS Toys. They're based
Connie and John.
Connie and John. They're based down at Carrara Markets on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or just Saturday, Sunday?
Saturday, Sunday, but they're always
there.
Always busy, always doing stuff.
Trainer Loz has just joined us as well. G'day, Trainer Loz, and Emily Parisi has joined us.
I
as
was
well.
convinced Liam would say he manages accounts. When asked what he does as the account manager.
Well, it was a good response.
Yeah,
It was a great response. It was a great response. So going back to the way this all started today, well, we're talking about Pugs' what do you claim? Best card ever.
Greatest card ever.
Greatest card ever. What do you think of the 1990? What year were you born?
99.
99. So 7 years prior to his birth is the best card ever.
Yep.
I've been told I'm mature from age, so yeah.
From your mum or something.
Yeah.
What's your best card ever? There we go. It's on the spot.
My best card ever. It's not financially the best card ever, but it was a gem Chris Judd Carlton card from back in the day. A 2010 Chris Judd gem card.
Back in the day,
That is
2010. Love that.
That
That's
feels like
awesome.
last week.
Yeah, so a big Carlton supporter, and yeah, when Chris Judd came over and I was a youngster at the stage, I collected all the Chris Judd cards, and that gem one was particularly.
Did
my
you keep
favourite.
them? Do you still
did,
have all
yeah.
the Chris Judd collection?
I do have most of the Chris Judd collection, yeah.
It's funny, isn't it, when you find a player that you want to collect? And this is something I love about this space. Like, obviously, I've got the McVeigh brothers and I've got a substantial Robert Horry collection. But I look at things like what Pugs and Stash and that have got. And, yeah, that you collect a certain player, but you're pretty broad as well.
Yeah, like try to be.
Yeah, I think when you ask people who they collect, they would have, half a dozen PC players more.
See, I've always thought of PC as like zoning in on one person within that particular sport.
Yeah, but you like different sports. Like I love.
I get that.
So I like PCs across everything. And
So if you had to say what your PC was, what would it be?
shiny.
Shiny. Yeah, that's fair. Cool.
I'd say I collect, Topps Chrome.
Yeah.
More so.
As
than
opposed to a player
Yeah.
or a team or whatever.
Yeah, I just
So you're more
like.
of a product PC.
Oh yeah, I just like shiny. It's
Shiny things.
the shack that I bought recently, like
Is that because it was shiny or because it was shack?
That shack is nice.
no, it was shiny. I was both, but
Yeah.
even the contrast in the jerseys, like is the Lakers, so it's that yellow, and then the foilness of the card is just love it.
So what defines a PC for you, Pugs?
Well,
do you is it money? Is it because I know you're an old collector like me,
Yeah.
right? Not as old, just at that, but probably a massive collector. How do you define that? Do you find you have a PC?
yeah, my main collection is like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Kevin Durant, which is like the big money stuff.
Yeah.
But then I've got like Jackson Hayes, where
Okay.
I've got a huge collection of Jackson Hayes, and like his Prism base card rookie, I've got I think 180 copies of it, just because I like that card. And if he does a Giannis one day, I'm sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah, I think a lot of it.
So that's interesting actually. So is that the way you look at it? Like, so you have 180 of the same card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the color parallels and stuff as well. So there's probably like 250.
So therefore, you do that just in case he pops.
Yeah, and it's a easy, like I might pay $2-3 for each card.
Yeah.
So if ever like down the road I need like $5-6 or whatever, I'll just sell one for $5-6.
I think that's the dream, isn't it? Find that diamond in the
Yeah.
rough that you picked up for
Early.
Yeah.
$1 to $2.
Like
Yeah.
the Giannis's, when we used to do card breaks, we used to take them to protect other cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Cherry had mentioned that
Yeah,
he would
and
have
it's
given
like-
away like hundreds of Giannis
Yeah.
rookies.
Well, when they burn them at one stage?
You know, though
Because it was
his
just
rookie
shit.
year he wasn't really anything, and then he's just built it to this amazing career.
Is he someone you watch from college or just from the
I don't
NBA?
watch college.
You don't
sorry.
watch?
No.
Okay.
It's interesting because I've got like a couple of really good Zion cards, right? And they're collegiate cards, but I've got 2 of the 5 of them. And
Yeah,
when I
that's
first got the first one, it was like probably worth $5,000. And I'm sitting there, fuck, how good's this? Let's play.
Rich.
I'll sit on that. I bought the second one, didn't pay 5, but now I've got 2 of the 5, and I know 2 more haven't been pulled, but there is one that has. They're probably worth $300 each now.
Yeah. Like,
That's the issue because it's Zion.
well, I feel like there's a lot more diamond in the roughs in these past 2 years because they haven't actually been able to play college, and you know they haven't been able to get an insight on how good their potential will be. So there's going to be some players, especially in the NBA, that have fallen back to like pick 50 that could have gone higher, but they didn't have the potential to play because of COVID and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's going to be a lot more diamond in the rough from the previous 2 seasons than going forward because of COVID and the impact that it had not being able to play.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just watched that Beyond the Basketball, which is the Makua Maker story, and that's all about that exact thing. He was the number 1 pick out of high school, and he decided to go to a non-Ivy League college. He went to a number 100 in the draft,
Yeah.
and then didn't make the draft, so he ended up
Yeah.
playing for the Sydney Kings. But this kid's got so many skills. He looks like a young Durant. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous how good he
He's got
was.
the same body type.
Shout out to Cardzilla and Heartless G89. There you go.
I'm
They're
just waiting for you to
joined us
read
as well.
something that.
That someone pops up.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not
safe
supposed
for
to be
work.
read.
Yeah. So
Thanks for that, buddy.
if anyone's got a funny nickname,
Just stick it up there.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I find that really interesting though, Liam. Is from that? Is that the same in NFL though as well? You reckon?
Oh, it would have had an impact for sure.
Did they play?
They did play, but it was very impacted, and then they changed it to where they were only playing closer games instead of all the games that they should have been playing. They did revamp the Big Ten and all the different conferences in the NCAA a few years ago, so to make it a little bit easier in the travel not so far. So yeah, I think NFL, but I feel like NBA a lot more in the impact. Yeah.
And do you think that'll have? And this is to everyone. Do you guys think that'll have an impact on price of cards for that particular player because they haven't been seen, or maybe not even get a start on the cards?
I think there'll be a lot more bargains.
The draft pick will be interesting. The draft will be interesting this year.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
That's
Totally.
in a couple
of weeks.
2 weeks,
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah. So big Dyson Daniels, let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's,
Yeah.
he's
At
going
2.
right up too.
He's going at 2, I reckon.
Yeah, he's
2
moving
to
right up.
OKC.
OKC.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's
They
my,
got the
that's
same
my
management, don't
prediction.
You're just going to talk that into existence, are you?
100%. They're going to back the shit out of it.
Him and Giddy have the same management.
They
don't
do.
Yeah.
They do.
That
Yeah.
would
So
be
you think
amazing.
there'd be some conversations happening there.
For sure.
So that's pretty exciting. What about NASCAR? I know you're a fan of the NASCAR,
Mhm.
Liam. What do you think of NASCAR cards? I had these cards arrive that I accidentally bought. That happens a lot, and they were pretty cool. I ended up selling them, but they had that bit of the tire in it.
Yeah.
That was like the insert of the tire. That was
Have you
sick
sold, have you
cards.
sold the booklets?
I believe so. And yeah, they were just sick. But like NASCAR is obviously something that kept going through COVID, didn't it?
Yeah. So we had. So my family in the States, we used to own an IndyCar team, and then we went part ownership in an IndyCar team. But first day in the office when I met Rob, he had a Danica Patrick auto,
Yeah.
and she was our driver for IndyCar at the
Oh,
time.
wow.
So I knew Danica quite well. I thought that was really funny. But in terms of NASCAR, it's a real yank, like a redneck sort of sport. You won't see too many like alternates. It's all redneck, it's Kansas, these like Poconos.
Nothing wrong with rednecks. Big shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
But they're so passionate about NASCAR over there, and they fill out the stadiums every week. And
Has it seen a spike like Formula One has, or just because it's so domestic? That's it.
I think it's seen a small spike, but I feel like it's just going to continue that way, especially.
It's like the AFL,
Yeah,
isn't it,
yeah,
in
yeah.
Australia? And what I mean by that, it's an Australian sport.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is a couple of Aussies in the NASCAR, isn't there now? A couple of old V8 car drivers.
In the IndyCar, there's a few. So you got Will Power in the IndyCar. Scotty McLaughlin's in the IndyCar. He's doing really well. So he was the V8 Supercar champion for multiple years over here, and now He's taken it over there, and he won his first. It was a St. Pete race, number 1, and he qualified first and won the race actually. So
Marcus Ambrose went to NASCAR.
He did.
He was a champion of V8s.
Yeah, he went to
left
NASCAR.
Who was that?
Marcus Ambrose.
Mark Ambrose, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. He's one that used to jump on the roof of his car. When he
Yeah,
won.
what is that?
Anyway.
And chug milk. That's
Yeah.
what I've seen
Yeah.
in NASCAR.
Chug Milk, yeah, that's an Indy 500 victory. So yeah, you got a few Kiwis over there. Scotty Dixon's doing really well. Will Power won the last race. Scott McLaughlin's doing really well, so it's good to see. And you got the old Formula 1 drivers doing really well in that too. So
Love it. So coming back to what we're doing and what we've got a few things laying around here. I can see that Liam's got the first card I ever gave him.
yeah,
When he first started with us. Do you want to just sort of show that out? You probably can't see it
Yeah,
that
probably
well,
can't see it.
what card is it, buddy?
It's a Nick Blakey burst, and I got this because I have a long neck as well. And,
Is that why you've got the scarf on?
It's hiding the neck.
It's actually 9 scarves.
So yeah, I thought I'd bring that down. It's really cool, but it's a 9.5, so it's a good long neck, and yeah,
It's a cracker of a card.
Yeah, it is a burst, and it looks really good in the label too. So.
On a side note, I actually saw a video of the real Daddy Longneck getting his neck cracked by that chiropractor that does videos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it
Are you
was
gonna
quite
put me
funny.
in?
No, I'm gonna go to the States to
You
do
need
it.
a ladder.
It was fucking funny.
What else you got there, bud?
So I picked this out at the last Hobby Hangout. So these are just some of the things you can get at the Hobby Hangout. So this was a chase.
Which is on the 2nd of July in Sydney.
It is on the 2nd of July in Sydney, and this was a chase card that everyone was looking for, and it's a triple rated rookie of LaMelo, Luka, and Zion. So I picked that up. That's a really nice card. So
Oh look.
yeah,
That's the acetate, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was in the
That's sick.
the blunt repack, wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah,
You only, I remember I was there when a
yeah.
couple of guys came up to the table and said,
What's that worth, you reckon?
That's about 600 Australian.
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
It's about 300 US.
Yeah.
So-
And is that
Depending
something
on
you'd
the
grade? Because it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
It would look nice graded with the
Yeah.
silver and acetates just
Yeah.
look sick. Yeah,
That's a great
in
card.
slab.
So this is another one I picked up at the Hobby Hangout. So this is a Pokemon card. It's a Galarian Moltres V. So this card's
What-
That's
is
just gibberish to
What's
me.
the, yeah,
so
what's
it's a
that?
legendary Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I think this one goes for about 225 raw. It's in really good nick too. So I've seen a few 10s go for upwards of a green.
So explain this to me then, right? Why?
Well-
pretty simple. So that's a game card, yeah? You play games with Pokemon and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I
Now,
don't-
excuse my
I
ignorance.
don't think he'd play this card. This is more of a
It's a
collectible.
collectible.
So
Yeah.
there's two sides.
And he can never
two
tear an
sides to it,
ACL. So
yeah? He what?
he can never tear an ACL.
Yeah, but there's no rookies.
Yeah. But it just means like the value won't depending
So
on
the
player
stock
performance.
market in the cards is a little bit different.
Especially with Pokemon, yeah.
Talking about stock market, we get a lot of our words off what things are worth and all that from StockX and slab stocks.
Slab
We've
stocks
been
is
looking at
I
lately,
follow
which is
that.
pretty cool.
Yep.
You got some stories or something you want to talk about
Well,
on StockX?
it was just interesting. I raised it in the office. StockX and Nike have been sort of having issues, and
A duel.
they're suing each other and stuff like that. There's a court case going on. Nike are claiming that StockX are selling, they're authenticating shoes that are fake, basically, or counterfeit, and then selling them on their platform.
That's
So
insane.
then I just made me think, well, I wonder, like, what does it do to trading cards, to the other collectibles that they sell on the platform,
Yep.
and whether it has a flow-on effect, like,
And is that for around fake cards or around autos and stuff, you think?
well, for the cards, because they sell a lot of boxed, like sealed stuff, and then they come with a StockX sticker that has been authenticated. And I've seen the videos, especially the eBay. Now they authenticate cards worth over $250. Is that right?
750?
Yeah. And then
So eBay authenticate.
yeah. So I was just wondering if that the fact that Nike are claiming StockX,
Selling fake.
selling counterfeit.
Yep.
Does that have a flow-on effect with people trusting eBay? Because now if cards are worth over $750,
Interesting.
it goes to a third party,
Yeah.
and eBay are using grading companies to authenticate.
Yep.
and then obviously it gets sent from the third party grader to the person. I just wondered what people's opinions were. If it comes out that it's true that StockX are selling counterfeit, then what does that do to people's trust in third party authenticators as well?
Well, it's interesting, Pugs, from that side, how hard is it to tell a fake card compared to a real card when you guys have got them under the scope and all that sort of stuff? Is it something that you can pick up pretty quick normally, or are there some really good counterfeits out there you wouldn't even know?
There's some very, very good ones out there. But because I've dealt with cards for so long, like, you can tell by the texture, you can tell by print defects or all that kind of thing. So, there are people that would be a lot better at authenticating than what I could do. But
because you guys have picked up on a few, especially Pokemon.
Yeah, there's heaps of Pokemon.
You're really good at Pokemon.
Yeah, he showed me how he picks stuff up, and a lot of it is just the slight difference in the colour blue on the back.
Oh, okay.
And then it's also, it feels a bit different as well.
Yeah, it's just like 1 or 2 shades lighter or darker. So if you're, quickly doing it, just flicking over, and if you didn't know, like I had no idea.
If you spend 30 seconds per card, like a potential competitor.
People.
Yeah, we'll go there in a minute. Happy to call that out.
Yeah.
But so what you're saying is there a potential that StockX, there's a bigger issue here?
Yeah.
And then also from an eBay point of view, the guys that are actually authenticating them, is that something that needs to be looked at, or is that
is
this something that's going to go full circle and bite everyone on their arse?
Well, it just raises a big it just made me think more about even like authenticating autos on jerseys.
Yeah.
Like, when you find stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and there's a autographed Shaq jersey and it's COA and then it's a name that you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you get those dodgy certificates that, look like someone's printed it at home.
But, saying that, how do those people get trust in that they're actually COA?
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's just got to be timed. Like, there's no...
Like, what that card I got yesterday in my awesome shipment day that was actually Ken Golding authorised. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, everyone knows Ken Golding, right? That's probably one of our biggest issues as Platinum Standard grading, is the fact that people sit there and go, well, who the fuck are they?
Yeah. Where do they come from?
Where do they come from? Yeah. Like, it's that whole thing. Yes, there are some out there that look dodgy as shit, but at the same time, I think it's something that it needs to be discussed more and more and more.
For sure.
So just on that then, there was another big announcement this week from, I'm going to call him our biggest competitor.
The biggest
in the world.
Yeah, the biggest grading company in the
world.
world.
But I see them as a competitor, because we want to obviously go global pretty quick.
Yep.
But at the same time, I didn't understand. Their big announcement was, we've brought back the what they call it, the value service.
Yep.
But then there was 57 caveats. Do someone want to tell me what they are or how that works?
There was what, sorry?
57 caveats.
Just T's and C's. Like, we're back, but we're not really.
We're back, but we may be at some stage.
Yeah, so
sending your cards. 6 months. Wait.
I think it was longer. So it's $30 US a card.
Yeah.
20 card minimum.
Yeah.
They won't be shipped back until everything else is clear.
Yeah, until the backlog's done.
And there's still people waiting from
2 years
early
ago.
2021.
Man. Yeah.
But I think we've had this discussion many a time. Declared value.
Yeah, this is the bit that confuses me.
Absolutely grinds my
I don't
gears.
agree with that.
Especially from an Australian point of view, if I'm sending cards, it's $30 US, 45, 40 Aussie, the time. But then the declared value's got to be less than 500 US.
450, I think it was.
Yeah, and that's if it grades well.
But that's not the raw grade. That's the
if it grades.
and not N9.
So you've got to assume that the card grades well. Number one, like it's criminal. I always say it's so crook.
The thing I don't understand is, okay, I send one of my Islands in today. They're worth $300, right? And by the time it gets graded, in 6 months' time, Zion's just had an absolute cracker. That card's now worth 5 Gs. They're gonna, and as a PSA 10, probably 20 Gs. They're gonna charge me
off the bigger number.
Yeah,
they're not doing it.
How the fuck do you do that?
They're not going to do it from submission date.
And they won't send it back either unless you pay for the
Yeah,
bill.
and they're not going to refund you the difference. Like, say he gets injured and the value drops.
You're not going. Yeah, it's not
they're
going to go back to
definitely
the other
on
way.
that.
Mm.
So I don't get that. I personally think that there are other companies out there that are about half the price. There's no wait. You get it back within the 60 days.
I've just seen a name pop up.
And then so do I. And then there's a no value that's required.
Yeah.
And the service is probably 100 times better because you've got guys like Liam out there actually giving a shit about how it looks when it arrives and all that sort of stuff. The other let's say who we're talking about, is that today they released the first of the 2022, it must have been, cards that they've graded.
Yep.
What about the 2 years worth of cards they haven't graded?
Well, that's
How
because
can you
they're
release-
paying the premium. They're like that. What's that set from Prism? I'm going to say it wrong.
Manga.
Mitsubishi Magna.
I call it the Magna.
The
Yeah,
Magna.
the Magna.
Oh, is that the
that's
one
what-
with Tom Brady with
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
painted
yeah,
fingernails?
the animated version.
Wow.
So they were hitting eBay for 20,000 US, like
Yeah.
raw, and then
Crazy.
I saw today or yesterday first one graded. Like,
Yeah, PSA 9.
What was the declared value then? Because
Yeah.
everyone knows that the value of these new cards is just so false.
It's
and
plucked out of someone's
inflated.
anus.
Yeah, and then
Are you allowed to
now
say
you,
that? I did.
you can say what you want.
Thanks.
And then you're declaring the value of that false inflated price.
Yeah.
So I'd love to know how much that person paid.
And how do people not see this as all bullshit? That's the bit I don't understand. I don't understand how people then still turn around and go, yeah, but they're the best.
Because they've been around for so long. That's the
Yeah,
that's the common.
That's it. That's
common
literally
theme.
it. That's it.
Just time.
Yeah.
Just time. Shout out to Andrew Millo, Nathan Schmid, and the man himself, Mr.
Oh,
Chris Feeney's on the line.
The Fiend Dog.
The missing link. Big shout out, Mr. Feeney, one of the greatest humans you'll meet, based out of Melbourne, working for Little Birdie TV.
Loves a drink at the casino, that man.
He does. I love. What was the big shout out? Illawarra.
Yeah, that was funny.
Loves his Illawarra NBL team. Okay, we got some more toys and things to show some people. On my right, this has to be one of the weirdest but best things that's been on my feeds this week.
This exploded in the last few days.
I sent this to Chris and he's got. I've seen that so many times in the last week. It's ridiculous.
I think it was made famous by Matt's Card Shop.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it on a few.
So he has a big, he had a big eBay shop. That's how I got into him first. But he's got a following on YouTube, Insta and stuff like that. And basically he just talks about, gives a lot of knowledge about cards and selling cards, flipping cards.
And this is from
When to
Kmart, isn't it?
Yeah,
Even
so
when it's up.
Oh wow!
yeah.
Yeah, so.
And does it actually fit cards in it?
Yeah.
Because what's it for? It's actually for minifigures like Lego
Lego
figures.
minifigures.
Yeah.
Well, see, I collect Lego minifigures too, so this has like a double purpose. But yeah, it fits one touches and top loaders.
It's light as
Doesn't
well.
fit Grady
It's
cards.
light as well, isn't it? You can just hang it.
Yes,
So
it's
easy
not
to
too.
hang.
But I guess it's heavy once you put a whole bunch of
Yeah.
plastic one touches in it.
So if I get one of them and put my new Flawless collection in it,
I don't think it will fit.
No, you've got more than 25
That-
cards for sure.
that
If
Robert
you, had,
Murray-
if you had 1 to 25,
Yeah, you could put all 25 in it.
that would be sick. Yeah, let's
Do it.
yeah, that's a challenge set.
Yeah.
Challenge set.
Correct.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I got another big mail day yesterday. What was your favourite thing out of that box, other than the Hulk Hogan signed Thunder Lips?
Oh, I'll tell you my
Box
least
is like-
favourite is my ship my cards account going into negative every
Again.
day.
Well, what happens when you've got a good mate that's got to ship my cards
Yeah,
address
yeah,
and
you just-
you don't have one, is you use theirs?
Yeah,
You know, the funny part though is I'm speaking to Hobby Hangout in Sydney. I've just been invited to speak at Hobby Hangout in Melbourne with
Awesome.
Tyson Beck and the guy that owns Ship My Cards.
Brian Wells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm his biggest, you're his biggest
I'm his-
contributor
yeah.
and probably paid his bills for him to get to Melbourne. But,
Oh, Brian's coming to Melbourne.
No, I think he's just on Zoom or Skype or whatever.
oh, are they? I thought he was actually
I
coming.
mean, if he can come, that's awesome.
Oh, I don't know.
Where's he based?
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
Wish you can't see. He'll be at the National, won't he?
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
yeah, for sure.
We're going to go and
Like,
shake
I'd
his
love
hand.
to see, like, I know you jokingly said I'm his biggest customer.
I reckon you'd be close.
No, I wouldn't even
Wouldn't
be
even
a
go
blip on
near
the
it.
radar, but I'd love to know who is his
That'd
biggest
be a
customer.
cool thing to know.
Because, and Brian's very upfront with, the stats, like, 2 years ago we did, 19,000 parcels in the year, and then like March 2020 we did 21,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's just like the absolute explosion, and
That's
I
massive.
imagine, and like they've like got another warehouse, they've got more staff on, so like the numbers behind that would be absolutely insane.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to meet him because we're going to be talking to him about the potential of teaming up with him for when we open the US office later this year.
They've just actually announced like more grading companies on board,
Excellent.
American companies, I think.
Awesome, yeah, I can't wait for that. We've got the Butters Collections just joined us, and Andrew Millo. Looking forward to meeting you guys at the Hobby Hangout. We're looking forward to meeting you too, mate. It's going to be really good down in Sydney on the 2nd of July.
Yep.
We're going to have a substantially big stall, I believe. Liam, what do you got planned for us down there, buddy?
Look, it's a work in progress, but there is big plans, I think. So we want to take it to the next level this time. So we had 2 tries, and now it's the 3rd attempt, and it's time to make it great. So
Make grading great again.
Exactly.
They still won't let me buy the hat.
yeah.
No, you can
You'll
buy
need
the
to
hat.
get
You
that.
Can I wear it around the National?
No, that's the thing.
Don't you reckon that'd be awesome?
Yes, you do
Make
you,
card
bro.
grading great again.
You do you.
Yeah, don't say that because I'll be next to
Don't
it.
listen to Grumpy
People
Pants. Yeah.
start throwing stuff, and I'll be coughing the most.
Well, you just got to work out whether Atlantic City is actually a Trump area or not. Because if it is, we'll be good.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
So back to the Hobby Hangout. So we're taking live submissions.
We are taking live submissions. We're taking, if you want to pre-submit them before and drop them off, there's a quicker process. So you can get
A click
everything
and collect type.
pretty much
Yeah,
like
the-
Woolies and Coles.
No,
It's not
more like
No, it's
Click
click
and
and drop.
no, more like the priority boarding at the
Yeah.
At the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have a little-
Save time at the show.
Mhm.
Pre-submit your cards, just drop them off.
Yeah.
So what we'll do next week on next week's podcast, why don't we have a big section on how you pre-submit.
Yep.
We'll put some stuff up online as well.
Yep.
And Andrew wants to know, will you be
Yeah.
selling the caps?
He wants one of those big
Mate, we
Okay.
potentially will. Let me see what I can sort that out.
merch line.
Please do not encourage them.
I tell you what, Andrew, if you come and find me at the show, I will give you my hat, and if it fits your head, which is very unlikely because it's massive,
Well,
then I will then get you one.
that actually brings up a funny point why Liam is not wearing his
Ah.
standard grading hat.
Where's your hat?
It doesn't fit. I've got the smallest head ever. And the
Little
longest
little
neck.
pinhead.
Yeah, yeah.
I reckon
exactly.
my hat would fit you over your headphones.
Oh, it would. 100%.
Probably, yeah. I don't doubt
Yeah,
that
I
at
have
all.
no doubt.
We may have to try that.
Yeah.
We'll do that off air though. How's that sound? All right, what else you got for us today, Christopher?
I just wanted to talk about the big cards that we've seen recently. I know the LeBron triple logo man.
What did they say this morning? 6.6 US.
Seven.
That's just an absolute stab in the dark.
100%.
But it's not graded. It's just
It's
authenticated.
authentic, yeah.
Can you run us through what that means and
It
would that?
doesn't matter.
Well,
Well, it's a 101, so I don't even see the point of grading it. But it was already protected in the one touch, so I don't see the point of putting it into it. But unless they tried to grade it and it was
so you think?
under an 8 or under.
So
a 9.
go back 2 steps. So it was already in the one touch.
Yeah, it was encapsulated from Panini,
So Panini literally take it off there, whatever they make it, put it straight into one touch,
and then stick a sticker over
and
the
put the
top.
sticker over it.
Yep.
Okay. And does that increase or decrease its value if it's not graded, or it doesn't really
Depends
matter?
who you
I don't think it
speak
matters,
to,
yeah. It depends
really.
on the PSA. Like, if people that love PSA will be like, "Oh, it looks so much better," but I don't know. I would have kept it in the one touch
Yeah. Okay.
personally.
Okay.
But yeah, do you think? I know
So when I
we're
buy
only
it, I'll
speculating.
crack it and put it in a one
Yeah.
touch.
I know we're just speculating, but you would assume that they've tried to grade it, it didn't get a certain grade, and he's like, let's just authenticate it.
I'm guessing so. Yeah.
Shout out Ankle Breakers Collectives are online. G'day guys.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
You know, what number? Pick your number, Pugs.
How much is going to go
Yeah.
for? I think I wrote on some post 4.27 million.
4.27 US.
Yeah.
Chris,
No, I think it goes higher. I think it's.
what's the record at the moment? 4.3, isn't it?
No, there was one.
5.7.
there was like a-
Oh no, Lulu went for 5.7. That's right.
There was like a.
I think it breaks the
another one.
record.
I'm going 6.9.
6.9.
Of course you do.
How old are you?
I'm around sort of 5.9, 5.
Nah, yeah,
I'm
Frank,
like
I
5'10".
reckon
That's a height. I used to be 5'10".
Short 5'10".
No, I reckon it goes 6.
Breaks the 6 barrier.
6-1.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Drake will get it?
Yeah, well, that's the
Yeah.
issue. Because if you like two of the
If
big
there's a
dogs,
bidding war,
if
then-
like Shine and Drake or
Yeah, either one of
someone
those
and
three,
Drake,
I reckon.
yeah, if like
So I saw another one yesterday, which was some Drake had off. Yeah, 6.6 is the record USD.
Yeah, there you go.
Drake's
oh,
Moto PC.
And it was some baseball card, I think. Can't remember who it was.
it's not the Honus Wagner or something.
Yeah, I'd
that
like to say
that
that.
T-shirt
but
that you
I'm
got maybe. Oh no, you got the Mickey Mantle.
I got the
t-shirt,
Mickey Mantle, yeah.
I reckon it breaks that then. I'll
You're going
go.
to break that 6.6 record.
Yeah, I'll go
See-
6-7.
Who buys it?
I don't know. Steve Aoki.
Stash man.
No, but is there like,
Steve
how many people are in that range? Like, that are in the card collecting?
It could be one of those, what do they call them? Fragmental companies or whatever. They
Oh, where there's like 20 people. That
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They could do that. I have no idea.
Interesting, isn't it?
Who's rich?
And then there's another, there's one here that was pulled on the Gold Coast, that in the Golden auction at the moment. I think it was, it was pulled in Melbourne, sorry, the other night. But it had all the little...
Oh, Kobe Diamond
the
from
Kobe
Flawless.
Diamonds,
Yeah.
That was a shout out Dungeon Masters
Chris
race.
Lucas, yeah.
Yeah, Rimp, good man.
And so what's the plan there, do you know?
No,
'Cause that's an insane car.
Well,
Are they real diamonds?
Yeah,
there's
real.
diamonds. There's diamonds, rubies, and sapphires. There's 3 different types. It's not all diamonds.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it sort of created a conversation online about how much it's worth. Like,
Yeah.
people were talking 200,000-300,000.
Okay.
It's so hard to.
Who is it though? It's a logo man.
It's
obviously.
a logo man, but it's
Kobe
a Kobe.
Bryant.
That's a Kobe.
Kobe
yeah.
one, yeah. It's so hard to.
See, as a Kobe collector, I'd personally sell that and then buy a better looking Kobe out of what I get from it.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
still have
because it's
money
just.
left over.
Is it a?
Because it was in a break as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a personal break.
Personal break. Yeah.
Personal break. Okay.
Is it a patch logo man or is it just?
No, it's got the picture of the logo
Yeah.
and then just has diamonds and
Okay,
stuff all
yeah.
through
So
it.
Moto PC saying a fractional company like Alt will buy the
Yeah,
triple.
fractional.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah, surely. Either that or Drake.
That's what. Yeah, that's what I.
And hopefully they start bidding against each other because that'd be fun to
Or
watch.
Kanye, or any of those billionaire people.
Yeah.
I hope Steve Aoki buys it. And I was right.
Can I bet on
No.
Do that beer.
Right.
that? So what else you got over there, Puds? I saw you had some more little toys or you had some cards. What
I
do
just
you
had
got?
cards to show you that they fit in here. I don't have to
Fancy
sell
they
them.
were logo. There's a couple.
There is
of
there is a logo man right there.
Is
Yeah.
that Iguodala?
Oh, logo.
Yeah, Iguodala.
Show us. Iguodala.
There's not one, but there's 2.
Rumor has it.
Oh.
Rumor has it. He's in Australia in the very near future. Actually, there was an
He's definitely in the
NBA
ring.
player in Australia recently, down in Melbourne.
Oh, Damian Lillard.
Yeah, they come over for the fights.
Oh, this is. I want to ask a question to see if you guys can answer it. Why do people that go to boxing events pose like they're boxing?
What in the photos?
It's like,
always.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can't, like my feed was berserk Sunday, Monday, everyone doing this.
so does that mean if they meet a basketball player, they go,
Well, that's where I was
we need
going.
to start that. Let's start that
That's where I
culture.
was going. Like,
Exactly.
if you go to the AFL, what are you, like handballing it or are you drop punt? Like,
Let's do it. That's great.
that's a great idea.
yeah, weird things bug me. I was like, what the fuck are these people posing like that?
How would you pose, Liam, if you were getting a photo with a boxer?
But none of the, no, they're not photos with boxers.
Oh, they're just photos.
It's
At the
like,
box.
At the
me,
event,
me and you at the boxing, just like, I don't get it.
Well, if it was with Chris, I'd do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, could
Yeah.
Anyone else, like,
Yeah, it'd just be a photo. Like,
Yeah, I just don't get it.
it's a very good point, though.
If someone could explain that to me.
Wow, that's
funny.
yeah. Let's go. But look at these logo men. Wow, I actually got a logo man this week, my first ever. It's shit. My card's in America at the moment. It's a Robert Horry signed logo man patch.
Ooh.
So it's actually
Yeah, show me that.
He's
like a
signed-
whole patch,
did
and
he
he's
sign
signed.
the patch?
He signed the patch. Yeah,
As the, this is me being negative Nancy again. Has it?
it's like a
bled?
gold logo.
But has
Man.
it bled?
No,
They
not at all.
signed the text. That's cool.
No, it looks like it was with a pen actually.
Yeah, nice.
So it looks sick. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's literally just a. You probably can't see it. It's logo man
Did I?
with nothing on it.
Did I see you sold one of these recently?
Yeah, the SP game used
Yeah.
to Cherry when I was the last Hobby Hangout.
Why Iguodala?
Why not?
Why do you collect Iguodala? Any particular reason? As a player, or
I liked him.
just because it's a really cool name?
I was a big Iverson collector, and then he came to Philly, and then he was like the guy that dunked everything. So Iverson would throw alley-oops, and Iguodala would dunk everything. And
Yeah.
he went in the dunk comp, and I know I've just always liked dunkers, and
Yeah.
because he was a lot cheaper than a lot of other people back then, I just went nuts. And I was getting I had the biggest Andre Iguodala collection at one point, and most of them were jersey numbered, like 9 of 100, 9 of 50. 9
Have
of
you sold all
25.
those?
Just recently, I've just traded them off. Yeah.
Nice. Well, nice collection, though. There's actually, we sponsor the NBL 1 team here on the Gold Coast, and there was a little bloke, he would have been 5'9", and dunking in warm-ups the other week.
Nice.
Oh, it was so good to watch, just literally how high this bloke got. It was just insanity. And then last night we were watching the Origin, and my little fella goes, Dad, I reckon he could dunk, and it was Toho. And when he celebrated, he's literally jumped higher than the corner post. It was ridiculous.
I think there is actually footage of him dunking.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the Penrith boys play basketball. They've got a basketball court near the training ground or something. And
Yeah.
they play.
Oh, it was insane. It was insane. Anyway, what have we got for some parting words today, boys? Pugs, you first.
Yeah, no, look after your cards.
That's what you're
Same
gonna
old
say.
thing.
Yeah.
Same
I was trying to remember how I said it last time. Protect your cards.
Protect your
Yeah.
cards.
I like the idea of also, like protect your neck from the Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
That, like in that writing, that'd be cool.
Protect your
Really
neck.
cool.
Protect your neck's an album from Wu-Tang. Oh yeah.
What was named this one?
No,
What do you think?
I actually thought it was going
No. I didn't even mean that.
Oh, it's glorious.
That was glorious. Liam, what do you got for us?
I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks. I really am. It's going to be really good to work on this Hobby Hangout, get there, and then see everyone, meet new faces for our first Sydney one. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next 2 weeks to see you all at the Hobby Hangout.
That's awesome. Next week we got your partner in crime, One-Eyed Jez on the potty.
The one I
How do you reckon
support.
he'll go?
Well, you can watch Sky Racing 1 and 2 at the same time, so pretty well.
Wow, we'll pick that one up again next week. I'll ask you about it. That one. What about you, Christopher? What's your parting words this week, mate?
No, I've got nothing to be honest. Just I want to see more AFL cards.
Yep.
I really love the new Prestige, but also the Footy Star inserts. Is it Midnight Numbers?
Oh, which one's
Where it's the number, like say if you're wearing jersey 4, and then it's the number everywhere. I think it's called Midnight Numbers. I think.
Yeah.
I really haven't seen any yet.
Yeah, I've seen a couple, and also the blank canvases.
I love the blank. I really like the classifieds as well.
Classifier.
Yeah.
And you, Liam, you've been breaking recently with Big Rob from Queensland.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Me and Rob, we're kind of like a dynamic duo. We feed off each other, so yeah, I love working with Rob.
Didn't you fall asleep last week, so you didn't make the break?
I was asleep, yeah.
Yeah.
He was sleeping too, though.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Let's not go there. Anyway, my parting words, some very exciting news coming up over the next few weeks. Obviously, where Christopher and myself will be in the United States of America for Summer League. We'll also be over there for the national, repping the PSG brand. We're going to meet a lot of people, opening an office in Salt Lake City, and that'll be PSG's first office overseas, which is very, very exciting. So then when people say, well, you're not in America, we can say, well, actually we are. So from that point of view, that's exciting.
You also get to see Chelsea play.
And we just found out that, well, we've got two big announcements on that.
Yep.
We've got Chelsea playing against the Mexican team in Vegas when we're there, so we're going to go and see that. And at Madison Square Garden, we're going to go and see WWE Raw.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it.
So yeah, obviously we're working very hard on this trip, and it's going to be good. We're going to meet some good people.
Should we dress up for the WWE?
I'm going
I'm
to tell
not a-
you that we're dressing up.
I'm not a big fan of dressing up usually, but if there's one time, it's got to be an event like that.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go as Aussie cricketers.
No, what were those blokes that wore? One of them was Animal.
I think you should go.
They
with-
wore those big shoulder pads with spikes.
I think you should wear what Bobby Lashley wears.
Where's
Who?
mine?
Wear what Bobby Lashley wears. Just
These were
Speedos.
Speedos?
Yeah.
I was thinking more
No,
Hulk
one
Hogan.
was-
Yeah, get
It's
him
like
out.
the big yellow Hulk Hogan thing.
More like Yokozuna.
And then and we got some more announcements of PSG over the next couple of weeks. We will be getting encapsulating devices for fatter cards, which is very exciting.
Come on.
And we're just waiting on a few more samples for. Well, we're actually just approved the booklets. What's that way? Parallel and vertical. The three three magnets
Landscape.
and the that's the one. The landscape and pork drip booklets will be helping encapsulate, not with our encapsulation technology, but actually as one touches. So we'll be looking at some different bits and pieces, some different labelling and that in that regard. Anyway, boys, it's been a pleasure as always. Thanks everyone for logging on, and appreciate you all.
Go platinum.
Go platinum.
There we go. Done. Thanks, guys.
Go platinum. Go platinum.